Hey guys, so Danielle here. I have actually split this video into two parts. The first part, by the way, happy Lunar New Year. The first part is going to be me choosing my decks, and then the second deck is me decorating my ritual planner. Not only did, this week has just been really challenging, not only did I lose some film, but I had problems transferring it over. My water heater is wanted to stop in and show my face and say happy Lunar New Year. And yeah, I've got two videos for you, and well, enjoy. I'm going to do is show you all the decks that I have to choose from. And this is not by any means, most all these are mass market. There might be a few out of print items here. However, when an occasion like Chinese New Year's rolls around, I go and look through all my decks to see what I could possibly play with. Now, last year it was the year of the rabbit, and there wasn't too many rabbit themed decks out there, but I did find a few indies. I worked with them for about a week. But since it's the year of the dragon this year, I thought the first thing I would pull out is my dragon decks. And all of my dragon decks are oracle decks. So I have the Dragon Wisdom. It's a 44 card deck. It just has some keywords on it. In fact, look, there's even Merlin. So I definitely would be relying a lot on the book for this. I can't say I've done any more than open this guy and flip through him maybe once or twice. Then we have the Dragon Oracle cards by Diana Cooper. And this deck was actually, I believe, a gift from my husband. He actually bought me this for Christmas one year. And again, there's all sorts of dragons in here, but all these dragons have wings. Okay, so fun fact, Chinese dragons don't have wings, if you've ever noticed. So that's why I'm kind of leaning on not using an oracle deck, a dragon deck. But when I put in Google Chinese tarot decks, I was like, I have one of those decks, but I have the StarDragons oracle card deck. And the deck that came up was the Barbieri. It's like a tongue twister to me. Barbieri Chinese Oracle deck. And when I looked at it, it was like 24 cards, and they were all the same, 12 and 12, and they were basically the animals. And I was like, I don't know if I want that. So I dug out this deck to see. Again, I've never used this deck. So this is a nice little Oracle deck, but again, all the dragons have wings on them. I'm kind of curious. That one doesn't. Kind of has skeleton wings. Okay, that one doesn't. So I'm kind of, and there's constellations in there. I'm kind of curious to know if his deck, if the dragons have wings. Huh. The dragons have wings. If I pick one up along the way, I'll purchase it, but I am not. I just think that that is a steep price for 12 cards. And the same, you're only getting a total of 12 different cards, but you're getting 24. At least that's how I read it. I'm going to put a picture here on the screen. If you guys have that deck, let me know how you feel about that deck. But I was just like, yeah, I'm not going to invest that much for that one. I pulled out a lot of decks that I could potentially work with. And some of them, again, are a little off. This one just this Mahjong fortune telling cards just came in my possession. I bought this secondhand, but when I opened it up, it is a brand new. They are brand new. They still have the sleeves on them, if you can see here. So not only is this a beautiful, you could use it as the Mahjong game, but there is also an oracle aspect of it. And I was flipping through the book. This is by Derek Walters, by the way. I was flipping through the book earlier, and I was like, yeah, this might be kind of cool to play with. However, I might choose to do this a little deeper. I think that this isn't just like a 3-card pull. I might work with this throughout the week and not specifically in my ritual planner. Again, I'm kind of looking for the perfect deck to work in my ritual planner for 3-card draws. I did pull out my Kuan Oracle deck by Alana Fairchild. This one is actually one that's very near and dear to my heart. I actually have a Kuan statue right outside my window here. So right in front of me is my Kuan statue. Actually, I had put this deck up for sale. And the reason being is just because it's a little worn. It's a little broken. I had purchased this secondhand, and I used it for a couple days, just did a couple pulls. I loved it, but you know, again, am I going to sit down and work with it daily or for a whole week? Or am I going to do some 3-card spreads with it? So again, as much as I love this deck and it is so beautiful, I think I'm going to put this one aside. But again, it was on my radar because it was of a Chinese theme. Next up, I have the Manga Tarot. And again, this one is actually in my stash to be sold too. Love that the text is by Barbara Moore. It's the Mystical Manga Tarot. And again, you can see I've already put this, I've got it sealed up to be sold. Again, manga had a very special place in my heart when my 20-somethings, but it's just something I'm just not doing anymore. But again, if you want to celebrate with a Chinese themed deck over Chinese New Year, this might be something that you would be, you might gravitate towards. But this is on my no. But again, honorable mention, I wanted to mention it here. Tarot of the Divine is another deck that I was looking at. This one is inspired by deities, folklore, and fairy tale from around the world. This isn't specifically just Chinese mythology. It's mythology around the world. But of course, when I searched for Chinese themed decks, of course, this one came up. I always, when I look at this one, I love it. But honestly, and let me know in the comments if anyone else agrees with me, this is just a little Disney-ish. Honestly, when I pick up this deck, I think of Disney and the ride It's a Small World After All. I would like to get the book and take the book and the deck and work together. I'm not sure that this will be used for my week, my Chinese New Year week. 2 weeks that I'm going to be celebrating. I think the 2 winter decks are sitting right here. I have an old copy, and by the way, these are index card holders that I found at these hard plastic shells I found at Target for like $1. They hold my, this is what I was using before I started using a different method to put my, generally these are my US game decks, because you can see they get, if you have US game decks, you know what I'm talking about. But this is an older copy of the Chinese tarot that I picked up along the way. This, I think, will be a deck for a week because I picked it up and I have yet to use it. I'll be honest. I have not found occasion to use it, but I think I have an occasion to use it. In fact, I think I did pick it up thinking, oh, one day I'll use that for Chinese New Year, and this is the year. So this is definitely one of the decks that I'll be working with throughout the week. And the other deck that I have chosen to work with is, and I had put this in my sell pile. I took it to a couple of the let's see, I did the Pagan Festival, I did the Witch Market, and I did a fun little festival that we do here by the Ohio River. So I hadn't used it, and I put it in my sell deck pile just because it was new and out there. It's the Trickster's Journey. Now, I already did an unboxing of this, and I am going to link up here. I have a quick flip through it. This is a deck that it was inspired by Chinese folklore. And in the Trickster's Journey, the artist actually reimagines the tarot from the perspective of Eastern spirituality. Now, it's all based on the Monkey King from the 16th century novel, which is A Journey to the West. I love this deck. It's just simple, watercolor. I needed a reason to take a deep dive on this. So between these two decks, I think this is what I'm going to be working with over Chinese New Year. I'm probably going to do, I think the full moon. Do we have the new moon? I think we have a new moon and a full moon over Chinese New Year, at least the start and the finish. We'll talk about that here when I get my ritual calendar out. But I think I'll probably use these for those spreads as well. I think these are going to be the two decks. And I have chosen an Oracle deck, which is on the way from Amazon. It is the... love these little... this is not the deck, but I love these little US game decks. They are just... they're little mini inspiration cards. I have quite a few of these. Usually I pick them up for around $5, but I had a little Amazon affiliate money. Thank you if you use any of my links. I do appreciate it. But I had a little affiliate money stashed away, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to get the Fortune Cookies deck. It is 40 of these little mini cards. Love, success, and happiness is what it said on the box. So I'm looking forward to getting that in the next week. That is going to be delivered right in time for my first week in my ritual planner with Chinese New Year's. But let me go ahead and get my ritual planner out, and I'm going to show you, I got some cool stickers and washi tape from Amazon, and I'm going to go ahead and get it set up and ready to go. Okay guys, so that's the first video. It was me picking out my decks for the next couple weeks that I'll be using to celebrate Chinese New Year. Now, when I was shooting that, I actually remembered I have more than just dragon oracles. I actually do have the Dragon Tarot, and I believe this is out of print. I'm going to put this somewhere in my mix. I don't know where yet. Maybe it will be actually for the new moon or the new moon or the full moon. I don't know yet. If you guys want to see a walkthrough or flip through of this deck, let me know. Again, I don't know if it's out of print, but it did come to mind when I was like, oh wait, I just saw that deck. I kind of had it tucked away because I actually store my cardboard decks in, now I store them in these little guys, which is like a 3x5 index card holder, and I had stuck it someplace else, and I was storing them in these, which are, I found these at Target in the dollar spot. Anywho, because I had them separate, new container, old container, I forgot all about my dragon deck. So I will probably mix that into the fold. The next screen will have me setting up my ritual planner for the next couple weeks and just throwing in some stickers and some washi, creating that space for my morning 3-card draws. All right, y'all, it's been a pleasure. Check out that next video if you love decorative planning or you want to see how I decorate my ritual planner each week. All right, thanks. Bye-bye.